by all means, come through and get this as soon as you can. And honestly, just enjoy, because everybody is going to be making these tassels. Right, Rachel, off you go, lovely.
Sparkle in that.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to pop this on the mat so
Go for it, love.
you can see what we're going to be making.
Uh-huh.
So what I particularly love about this tassel topper is the fact that if you look around the base of the crown, you've got these little holes. And this is what we're going to do, is we're going to use those holes as anchor points.
Yeah.
And we're going to use it to hand stitch. Now, personally, I have used the Mayuki thread because I actually want something soft and flowing.
Yeah.
I do personally find that the Wildfire can be a little bit stagnant.
Stiff.
And stiff for this. I'm not saying don't use it, but you will get a different effect with it. So I've used the gold Mayuki, which I believe we've got in stock, because you can't actually see the thread. So, I mean, what you will find is you've got the privilege of having lots of different guest designers that will have different ways of showing you different things. So this is just the way that works for me. So I've actually stitched up into one of the holes. I should have used a different colour really, so that you can see it. I'm going to stitch down the next one.
So you're moving across?
So I'm just going to anchor it first of all. So I'm going to just go back up again and then anchor down. So I've actually got a tail the other side. And what I'm going to do before I start is I'm going to tie a knot, tie a double knot. Now, I would suggest is maybe even putting a little dab of nail varnish on that knot. So that has actually anchored that to start. I would actually use the other tail end for part of the tassels as well. And that way, at least you've got a little bit of extra security with the tie off. Now, I'm going to do the shorter tassel. And I always think it's a good idea to keep it actually on the strand. I just find it a quicker. So obviously you put on as many as you want depending on how long you want the tassel. Now for the shorter one, I'm pretty sure I did 10 of the 3mm, 4, 6, 8, 10 of the 3mm.
Yeah.
Like so. So I'm just going to slide that off its temporary cord. Pop that on there.
Yeah.
And then you can use a spacer or size 11 seed bead. So I'm going to give it a little accent. We spoke about sort of accenting and elevating your jewellery. Then I'm going to use the next size up.
3mm.
The 3mm. Followed by another spacer bead or seed bead.
Yeah.
And you will need, really, if you're going to add on your freshwater pearls, they've got smaller holes. So I'd suggest that you use a size 12 beading needle for that. And then we're going to add a little bead on the bottom. And then just separate the last bead. And then you're going to push your needle all the way back up. You might not get it all in one hit. Bring that all the way back up. And back up through. Let's just try and get the tension right in that. I'm not sure if I've split my thread there, which might be why it's been so difficult to get through. But anyway, let's just keep going. So I'm going to go through those last 3 beads. Pull that up. Okay, so that when it comes up, it does tighten on the tension.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we are coming out of this one here.
Lovely.
And we are going to anchor up to the next one. Now you can actually tell, if you can't see the thread, then what you can do is pop your needle you can actually feel the stitch at the top. So if you're not sure where you are, that's what I'd suggest. And we're going to go up through the next one. So let's just have a quick look at that.
Yeah,
so
lovely.
we've come down from that hole there, and then we've anchored it to the right, and then we're going to stitch back down.
Lovely.
Okay, and then you're going to repeat that again. So we're going to stitch on another 10 of these garnets. And remember, you can use this for any of your projects. You can use it in your marlers. You can use it just, you know, you could just have the tassel on its own on a chain if you want to.
Yeah, of course.
The nice thing with these tassel toppers is the fact that you've actually got a clasp on the top, which is wonderful because it means that you can mix and match it. So I actually made the garnet necklace so you can wear it with or without the tassel. 2, 4, 6, 8. Also, if you make a couple, you can also clip them onto your earrings as well. I thought with this little tiny smaller size, I thought they'd make absolutely beautiful earrings.
Gorgeous.
So have a think about what other gemstones you can use as well. I'll count how many I've actually done. The necklace I've made a little bit longer because really on a bracelet you're not going to want a particularly long tassel on a bracelet because otherwise it's just going to get caught in everything. I've just put too many gold beads on there. Let's take that off. But using these little anchor points at the bottom is really a game changer.
Yeah, lovely.
You could always, if you wanted to, actually glue a tassel in the inside. That's another option. If you didn't want to do the beadwork at the bottom, you could use your Zap Glue gel.
Yeah.
So just go all the way up there. What I love as well is sometimes with some of the finer beads, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky with maybe getting needle and thread through them, but I've tried and tested, and the size 12 beading needle and your Mayuki thread will go through all of these beads and the pearls that we've got twice.
Yeah, brilliant.
So you won't suddenly get them and find that you can't actually work with them. So if you've got that little gap at the top, you should find that when you anchor it to the next point, so you're going to come under, and then you're just going to pull on that.
Lovely.
See how easy that was. And like I say, if you're not sure, you can't see, just use your needle just to tap that last thread so you can visually see. And then we're going to take a nosedive down to start it again. So you go all the way around, and I've got 2, 4, hang on, 2, 4, 6, I've got 9. So it doesn't take up a great deal. You would use probably 1 strand for the tassel and have quite a bit left of that. Now for tying off, you might be wondering, well, okay, that's fine. I anchor it, how am I going to tie that off? What you would actually do for tying off is when you get towards the end, is you just want to, when you're coming back up, is just tie a knot in between beads in 3 different places. And what you can always do as well is just back stitch through here, because it's pretty forgiving. If you choose the right colour thread, you could just tie another knot in the inside, maybe if you bring the other tail to it. So that really is the crux of it. Should we have a little look at the longer tassel as well, just to show people the difference? So if I just hold those up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, lovely.
So this one's got 10.
Uh-huh.
I think there's probably about 15
Looks
on,
like it, yeah.
on that one. So obviously you're going to need more. You could have less strands and
There's
use
still 9
the
on there. There's
thicker
9
ones.
on there. Yeah.
But it really is so beautiful for earrings, necklace, bracelets, mala tassels. I absolutely love the combination. I think
it's made even easier by the addition of the tassel topper that we've got here. It really is. It makes that design happen that much
and that
easier.
pearl on the top.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
So
It's just
gorgeous.
So thank you for that, lovely. We're going to be bringing the tassel toppers, the pearls, and the 2 mil bundle to air in a couple of seconds. But first of all, we're going to play the 3 mils. So your 3 mils are genuine natural garnet. I mean, we are looking at the sparkliest, the best quality. This is, oh, look at that. Look at the quality you're getting there. This is, garnet is known as the bringer of life.